have some.
Hello, everybody. Craig here from Yes Have Some podcast for a little extra stream for you guys this week. Jacob is joining me. We've got some breaking Star Wars news, and our goal in doing this is to come at you guys live more often with the news of the day. We kind of have been waiting for something big. It's been a little bit of a slower period coming out of the holidays, and the year's just kind of getting going. But let me say hi to Jake first. Jacob, what's up, man?
Hi. I am hanging out, was watching some TV, and Craig, you hit me up and you said, "Hey, let's go do that thing we said we were going to do." I was like,
We're gonna
"All right,
do it.
we'll do
So,
it. We'll do some random jump-ons for some quick news. It'll be fun."
yeah, I think it's going to be good. So thank you guys for being here. Whether or not you are live or watching after the fact or new to the channel or not, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you know anytime YHS is live. Jacob, we did YHS podcast last night. We actually got into some good Star Wars talk there at the end. So if anybody hasn't watched the new episode, which just dropped last night, tune in. We had a great it was great. We had a good discussion about VHS and the Star Wars special editions. And it's interesting timing. So let's go to this news. We know Star Wars Celebration is in just a couple of months. We will be out there in Tokyo with coverage of all the news that's going to be coming out of Star Wars Celebration, hopefully. But this was one that I didn't see coming, just broke minutes ago, coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Let's just kind of read through it real quick so we can kind of be on the same page with the details, and then let's talk about it a little bit if that works for you. So Star Wars shocker, Ryan Gosling in talks to star in Shawn Levy's new movie. So Shawn Levy, director of Deadpool versus Wolverine, huge director, huge producer, writer, was involved with Stranger Things. Clearly had a giant hit with Deadpool and has been working on a Star Wars movie for the last couple of years. But Jacob, we've talked about this a lot. There's a lot of people working on Star Wars movies. Just because you're working on a Star Wars movie doesn't mean you get to make it.
It doesn't mean anything. Hey, I've been working on a Star Wars movie. and I mean, with everything that's going on, it's just as likely that my Star Wars movie happens that a lot of these other Star Wars movies happen. But hey, this is not the new like trilogy with Rey that they're talking about, right? This is just some other movie. This is the Rey movie.
No, I mean there was rumors a couple weeks ago that Rey would have a part in the Star Wars movie done by Shawn Levy, because basically this has kind of been bubbling that this movie was closer to production than some of the others. So let's just kind of read through it though. 3-time Oscar nominee, negotiations, the top line, the Star Wars feature project from Shawn Levy. Details on the project or on any Star Wars project harder to acquire than plans for the orbital planet killer. I see what they did there. Levy has been developing this feature since 2022, and Jonathan Tropper, who he collaborated with Levy on This Is Where I Leave You and the Adam Project, has been working on a script. So he's going to partner with Lucasfilm on this. Okay, here we go. It's unclear when Levy's project is set. Star Wars stories have the gamut of hundreds of years, yada, yada, yada. It is, however, to be unconnected to the so-called Skywalker saga. The story centered on the well-established and beloved character Luke Skywalker. It is meant to be a Yes?
Sorry. Never mind. Go ahead. Finish it.
It's meant to be a standalone movie. But Lucasfilm has no comment yet. So let's take that before we get into the Ryan Gosling part. Let's just breathe that in a little bit. Where are you on Shawn Levy just doing kind of his own standalone Star Wars movie that's kind of its own thing?
Nothing against Shawn Levy.
Yeah.
Nothing against him. Great guy. He's really fun, to hang out with.
Great guy. He does seem like
he's a good writer. He does a lot of good stuff. Yeah,
he does.
I got nothing against him, but I said this yesterday. I said this I think a week ago when we were talking about, or maybe I just said this to you. I don't know. Maybe we talked about this very recently. Star Wars has got to chill out, and they need to stop letting everybody do their own movies, their own like that's what's causing burnout, and it's what's causing the ratio of good to bad to fluctuate in such a violent way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best news to be like, hey, we got another one off Star Wars thing for to come out for you to forget about, so don't love that. But also I'm gonna be open to it because that guy's pretty good, and I can't wait to see Ryan Gosling playing a young Luke Skywalker.
So I don't think that's what it is, but
Okay.
But you know what? You never know, because like
You never know.
they're obviously
Recast.
This is what happens in stuff like this, right? This doesn't get out unless people want it to be out, right? So
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about this, and we could talk about Ryan Gosling in a second. You don't normally see, like, Star Wars isn't the type of franchise that goes like big with like A-list casting. That's not ever been its thing. In fact, Star Wars is known for casting unknowns, right?
Yeah.
Where are you on Ryan Gosling? Are you a Goss head? Is that a thing?
Is that what they're called?
That's what I'm calling it.
I'm what you could call lukewarm on him. No, I don't care. I
Lukewarm.
don't have any strong feelings for or against him. He's fine.
I like Ryan Gosling. Anytime I don't like. There's very few actors where it's like every movie they put out, I'm like, oh, I have to see that. Like if it's
Right.
Walton Goggins, I'm in.
Drive is great. Drive is a really good movie.
Drive is great. Ryan Gosling had a huge year last year with Barbie, and then The Fall Guy, but I don't want to see The Fall Guy.
I mean, I wish I didn't see Barbie.
You are in the minority on that, though.
I am, but I'm gonna shut my mouth.
I want to see. No, I don't think anybody wants you to shut your mouth. Let's hear it.
I
know
am in the
you're
minority,
going
but I think the general public, the general movie-going public, are fucking clueless. They're fucking clueless, and a lot of times movies that are big movies are dog shit. So, while Barbie was fine, it was fine, and I had a very fine time watching it. In retrospect, it's not great. It's not good. I would even say annoying.
I've never
rewatched it has spawned the most annoying fan base ever.
No,
sorry,
they were
not
lying
ever.
in wait.
Not ever. Not
no,
ever.
I think our topic
it's just not great
that we're talking about is the most annoying fan base ever, and we're all part of it.
What, Ghostbusters?
No, Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars.
So let's read the rest of this.
It's fine.
Sources say Gosling's development is a late to the game move for the movie. The filmmaker was going to be doing another movie with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Actually, I'm excited. He's doing a boy band movie where Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman play former members of a boy band that are getting back together. Kind of sounds fun. Gosling's interest and involvement suddenly shifted the project into hyperspace. If a deal makes, the project would continue to fly and not only be Levy's next movie, but the next Star Wars movie to go into production. Mandalorian and Grogu wrapped in mid-December. So this could out of nowhere jump ahead.
Sure.
Much like,
I mean, if they're that like confident in what they have going so far that it's just like, hey, let's just jump into production, then whatever, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's roll those dice.
In a bit of synchronicity, Gosling was name checked for a Star Wars part in 2013. Rumors spread that him and Zac Efron were eyed for J.J. Abrams for the part that ended up being Adam Driver's Kylo Ren. Although I like Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. So I don't really know how to feel about this. I think we've talked about Star Wars so much that it's like, could this end up being really cool? Could there be a great Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling? Yeah, there could be.
Yeah.
But I
But also,
wonder.
it's like, is it what other movies has Shawn Levy done other than I know you said Deadpool, but what else has he directed?
So I got his Wikipedia right here. So he
Oh,
directed.
cool, Cheaper by the Dozen,
Hey,
Night of the
I love it.
Museum. Not even the first one, or oh no, he did do the first one. Okay,
Are those movies good? Night at the
wait, did
Museum.
he do all of the night? I don't know. I
He
don't
did
know. I
all the
just
Night of the Museums.
well, I'm looking at these movies and trying to see if there's anything else other than Deadpool and Wolverine that I
None of
don't
these
think
are
I've
like.
seen. Yeah, none of these are okay. So this could be whatever. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and then he did a ton of work. He's one of the main producers on Stranger Things, which is probably his most
Right.
his closest to Star Wars besides Deadpool and Wolverine, as far as like doing a big genre,
Mm-hmm.
IP kind of thing. Man, he's got a bunch of acting. Oh, he put himself in the Cheaper by the Dozen movies. I see what he's doing here.
Oh wow.
Couple
Okay.
acting credits, and then a bunch of TV
Was
credits.
that TV? Yeah.
That's all TV. So he's done a lot.
Okay.
Obviously, like
Yeah.
if he's been working on it for a couple years and it's at a point where Lucasfilm is, here's what's interesting. It's like I always wonder what's going on at Lucasfilm in general. Like, do they just have like 8 or
Dude,
10 people
they
developing
don't know.
movies, hoping Ryan
They don't.
Gosling will star in one?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I wouldn't look at that uh filmography and be like, yeah, let's get this guy to do a Star Wars movie.
Right.
But I don't, dude, I don't. We've talked about this before too. I don't know if anybody over at Lucasfilm, they seem directionless. You know what I mean? They seem like they have like the crew of the ship. The ship is, you know, broken, and if Tony Stark and Nebula don't get the ship working, they only have 48 hours of air left. So
Right.
they're like scrambling to find their Captain Marvel to come and steer the ship home. And
That was a
so far,
great metaphor. I
I
like that.
watched I watched Infinity War the other day.
Yeah,
um
it's great. Both those. I love those.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just seemed like I said, it seems very directionless and like they're just throwing shit at a dartboard or whatever and see
I was
what
trying to
sticks
think.
and see who you got an idea? You got an idea? Ooh, yeah. Okay, you do that. Well, you do this one. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
So one thing, I never think of Star Wars as like the kind of IP where I'm wondering about like who should be in it. Like it
Sure.
feels like the movie. I think about the movies and the story more than like, oh, I would love to see X, Y, and Z actor or actress be part of it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even like if besides Ryan Gosling, it's like, oh, who would you like to see in a Star Wars movie? I'm like, well, there's tons of capable people that I would like to see in a Star Wars movie, but I mainly want the movies to be really great.
I just want the movie. Yeah, I've always been in like I like when, the newer trilogies came out that it was a lot of unknowns at first. You know, it was a lot of people you didn't really, you know, you had Oscar Isaac, but I think even
Yeah,
him was still kind of early in his career at the time. But yeah,
yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
I've always liked that, but it doesn't. I don't know. Like it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I don't get negative feelings right off the bat because it's like Ryan Gosling. I don't know.
Right.
I just that doesn't like you said. It doesn't phase me as much. I just want it to be good, man.
Right. I want it to be good, and I don't think Ryan Gosling. I do think he's a huge movie star, and he's bankable, and he's likable, and he's talented. But I don't think he brings much else to the box office that would already be like. It's like
He's not going to
how
save
many
Star
people are
Wars.
no, and that's what's interesting is like I wonder if they're like, oh, we got Gosling, we have to make this movie now. But also on the other flip, or the other side is like maybe the script's really great and he read it and was just like, Shawn Levy is a capable director and Star Wars is in kind of a weird place. And I could imagine being the guy who starred in the new Star Wars movie that like everybody fell in love with, kind of like
Hmm.
Pedro Pascal, or his voice at
Yeah.
least. Um, so yeah, it's kind of interesting. Um, didn't see it coming. We'll keep talking about it though. I'm sure in like an hour there's going to be even more news, but we wanted to go out here and talk about it and
Yeah, we did it.
see. We did it. Anything else? Any other thoughts on Star Wars?
No, I just hope in my lifetime it gets back to being like special feeling. You know what I mean? I think overall Star Wars has kind of lost that touch, and I don't think it's impossible to regain that. I just hope it happens while I'm still on this planet.
I hope it happens too. Um, I would love to think that there's great Star Wars movies that we haven't even seen yet. And I don't like. I will say this: I don't think it has to be connected to Rey and the Skywalker saga. Um, but I do think that they are maybe when I say that, I think Lucasfilm, I think overestimates the fandom's desire to see Star Wars stories set in a bunch of other different places in the universe. I think because to me, um, what I love about Star Wars is the the battle of good and evil, the Jedi versus the Sith, and the history, and the bloodline, and it's mythology. I'm not as curious or interested in like other people's stories in other parts of the universe yet, unless they do it
Yeah.
and it's great. You have to make me interested, but anyways, hey, by the way, thank you guys for joining and hanging out on the stream. We're gonna do more of these. And as we do these, feel free to get questions in. We'll do Q&A, and we'll keep talking about Star Wars and all the movie news. And then stay tuned in a couple weeks. I know we've got a bunch of big trailers coming out. We've got the Jurassic Park trailer is going to be, or the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer, the Fantastic Four trailer. All that's going to be hitting in the next couple weeks. So we'll have coverage of all that here on the channel. Other than that,
Mhm.
let's go. Bye everybody.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Thank you for being
Bye.
here.